Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to make a different type of video for you guys. I wanted to make a Q&A for all of you NICU dads out there. I have written down a ton of questions, put them all in this handy dandy sling bag here, and I am going to just draw them and answer them. I mean, without further ado, let's get started. Let's see, our first question. What has been the hardest part of the NICU so far? Wow. Starting off with a crazy one, with a deep one. There have been a couple of very, very hard times. He got intubated and extubated like 4 or 5 times. I can't even tell you the exact amount. That was honestly probably the hardest part, watching him have events and episodes and having to be re-intubated back and forth and back and forth. It sucks. Oh, while I'm wearing the puffer, right now in Florida, let's see, it is currently, my phone's recording the audio, so I don't know, but it's currently cold as shit and I'm dying. I'm dying, man. I can't take this. Anyways, next question. Let us see. What struggles have you faced so far in this journey? We're starting with some very, very deep ones, right? Let me preface answering these questions with this. Every baby's journey is different. My journey is completely different from your journey. All I can offer is advice. Everything that I'm saying isn't a possibility until it is. You know what I mean? With that being said, like I said, he was born at 26 and 6. So right off the bat, they took him away. They kind of held him up next to Peyton to take a picture, but yeah, they just took him away. So he was in an isolette for a while, had to get the UV rays. He looked like an alien, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Not to sound crazy, but it was crazy. Then they wanted to start weaning him down once he started gaining weight, and he got extubated, and then he went down to the CPAP, and then the bubble, and then he would get reintubated, and then he would go down to the same thing, CPAP with the bubble, and then get reintubated, and then the same thing would happen. And then there was this one time he made it down to the nasal cannula, and then it happened again. He had like 3 throat surgeries recently, one of which I'm going to touch on in another video because that's a whole nother thing. It's definitely been a 2 steps forward, 1 step, maybe 2 step, maybe 3 steps back journey for me. Most of you probably will not go through the same thing. Sorry, I spaced out for a second. Anywho, next question. How did you handle the emotional stress? I'm randomly drawing these, like I'm just twirling around in my bag, but it's coming out in such a perfect order. There's a lot of things that play into it. Obviously, this is a very, very deep emotional thing. I've made a lot of changes in my life. I say I'm a completely different person than I was. Not even a year ago, 100%. My company, GMG, I love doing what I do. So doing that, it refuels me, if that makes any sense. Obviously it's business, so there are ups and downs, but it really refuels me. I work out regularly. I eat good, I take care of myself. I make sure I have time to myself and also time with Peyton, going on dates with her, strengthening our relationship, going on walks, listening to music, going to the park to play basketball. Honestly, anything and everything. Going on runs, man, I've tried it all. And I recommend you try it all because you're not gonna know what fits and what works for you until you try. You know, you'll find what works for you, and it's just a process. Time is your ally, you know what I mean? Let time play its part. Let God play its part. God will guide you. God play his part. Let's see. What's something you wish you knew sooner? There's not necessarily something that I wish I knew sooner. The only thing I can say is that it's an up and down road. It's not just, oh, he's gonna go to the NICU and he's gonna be cool. There are good times and there are bad times, and that's just how it is. Anyways, I'm gonna pause until that garbage truck leaves. What advice would you give a dad new to the NICU? This is probably one y'all have been waiting for. Keep your head up. Schedule, and take care of yourself. You cannot be there for your son or daughter or your woman, man, whoever you're with, unless you take care of yourself. So take care of yourself, protect your peace, and still remember who you are, who you bring to the table, all of that, and be loving, be kind, be there for your kid, your significant other. Oh, and there are gonna be crazy times. There are definitely gonna be crazy times, but that's just how it is. What were some things that helped you bond with your baby during this time? So one thing that I did, we got to hold him every now and then, but one thing that I did is I read a book to him every single morning. When we were at the Ronald McDonald House and when we were staying at the hospital, I would read it to him every single morning. And that was my thing with him. That was just our thing. That's what brought me closer to him, to be honest. There wasn't much because he's in a hospital and we can't like grab him freely and all of that. It's very hard to, but that was how I connected with him. How did you explain things to family and friends? Very good question, very good question. Our family is very, very invested in this as well. So we like to, you know, obviously sometimes stuff comes out, you know, we just say stuff, but we like to gauge the situation, figure out the picture, figure out our plan, and then tell everybody. That usually works out really, really well. It helps us deal with the stress as well, I'm not gonna lie. Was it hard to trust the nurses and doctors? So he's still at the hospital, so I'm gonna say the hospital instead of his hospital name. People speak very highly of it. So kind of, in a way. Obviously you're not gonna fully trust a doctor. How was the garbage truck back? Okay, so they're gone now, finally. Now there are some nurses and doctors that we do not like at all. I've had to grill some of them, to be honest with you. However, we have the freedom to pick and choose what doctors we like and what we don't like. Same with nurses. Do you ever feel like you're not doing enough for your baby? Of course, 100%. But that's not gonna change until he comes home. How did this affect your relationship? We've had ups and downs. Obviously, those are to be had. Definitely had our crazy times. Definitely had our good times. But we're working through it, and it's going really well, to be honest with you. We're there for each other. We come to each other at the end of the day, and we love each other very much. What is it like? Whack. But I love it at the same time. If I could, I wouldn't go back and change anything. How did you balance work, life, hospital? Such a fitting question to end on. Scheduling, scheduling, scheduling. I have a set morning routine, a set night routine. There are time frames in which I do certain things, time frames in which I don't do certain things. Now, obviously, my schedule is not in stone yet. I'll keep you guys posted when it is, especially because he's not even home yet. When he comes home, whatever schedule we have is gonna be thrown up in the air. So, scheduling and being disciplined and taking care of myself. Any hoot, I am all out of questions. I am all out of questions, so I'm gonna call it here. If you guys have any other questions, put them in the comments. I'll either make another video or I'll just respond to them in the comment section. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that this helps somebody out there. At least one person, that's all I'm asking. You know, somebody that's sitting there scared half to death because their kid just got taken into the NICU and they don't know how long it's for, and it's a whole bunch of stuff. I hope this helped. And I hope that you can put something in the comments if you need to know more. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Definitely rebranding here. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces!